Hi everyone, this is Shagufta here, Shagufta Patel. I'm a Sleep Talk parent coach, India's first and only Sleep Talk parent coach, and I bring relief to parents stressed by the behavioral, developmental, or health issues of their children and help them to raise healthy, happy, confident children through the globally acclaimed Sleep Talk parent coaching program. First of all, sleep talk is not a therapy, and I'll come and explain that later. Sleep talk is a process, it's an effective parent solution that parents use on their children in the comfort of their homes while the child is sleeping. And is in a completely safe, ethical, non intrusive process that only takes 2 to 3 minutes of the parent's time. And for the last 45 years, the sleep talk process has been helping parents across the world relieve their children of their behavioral, cognitive, or developmental changes they face. And even if parents apparently they believe that there's nothing wrong with the child, they can still use it because the sleep talk is also a self-confidence and self-esteem building process. Therapy usually is called counseling. It is meeting with a therapist to resolve the problematic behaviors or whatever the developmental issues in the child. In this case, the child is not meeting up or not working with a counselor as such. It is not a therapy done in the waking state. So therapy is usually where the therapist will give some instructions, there'll be some kind of questioning which the child has to answer, or there are some activities to be done. It is none of that. This is done not with the help of a therapist. This is done when the child is sleeping. It is done by the parents. And so, because the parents are working with the children, and parents being the primary caretakers and primary influencers in a child's life, the process works really well. And it also develops a very nice bond between the parent and the child. So this is the sleep talk process. It's not a therapy. Let me explain it this way. We've all used a computer, right? And when we use a computer, we know that there is a hardware, a system, and it can be any system. It can be an Apple, it can be a Dell, it can be a Lenovo. But what really makes the hardware run is the software that we feed in, all right? And this software also are of different kinds. We don't have one software that does everything. We have different softwares with different functionalities. And so it is with us as well. So the body that we see here is the hardware that we have. Now, a lot of people think that it is the brain, which is controlling our brain, which is the hardware. It is not so. The software that we have is called the mind, and we have different levels of the software again, where each level is controlling a different function. When I was working with other modalities where I've done, NLP, I've done hypnotherapy, I've done M-braining, which are actually therapies. And the one realization that came to me very strongly was, why work with an adult? Why repair an adult when it is so much easier to work on a child and program them the right way? Because ultimately at the very core of it is that we are run by programs. The mind is the software that we have. The body that you see is just the hardware. So when you have a system, when you have a process by which you can install the right softwares at an age where the major programming happens, why not do that? The sleep talk process is used for a number of challenges that the parents see or face with their children. It could be anything to do with, as complex as speech disorders, so children who have difficulty speaking, walking. It could be with any developmental issues. It could be ADD, it could be ADHD, OCDs, autism spectrum disorders. It could be anxiety, fears, traumas, nail biting, you name it. It could even be sibling rivalry, the clashes that brothers and sisters have over petty things. So the sleep talk works at any of these challenges because the behaviors that we see in the children are actually the outward manifestations or the outward responses that you see to an underlying cause. And I've worked with several parents having, children with different kind of issues. It could be sometimes behavioral. It could be even focus and concentration when they're going to school. It could be sibling rivalry. It could be developmental delays, all of it. And we have seen, positive response and changes with each one of the case. People think that the sleep talk process is only to do with affirmations, but it is not only about using positive affirmations. For example, a child doesn't like to go to school for whatever reason, right? And he's creating tantrums to go to school. But do you know why the child doesn't like to go to school? What is the cause? What is the underlying fear there for the child? Or what is the cause that he doesn't like to go to school? So just the positive affirmations is not going to clear the root cause of what it is causing it, right? So it is not only about positive affirmations. The sleep talk process is a phased process wherein we do it in 3 phases, wherein in the first phase, what we are doing is we are clearing the ground, we are clearing the mind of all the negative influences, of all the debris that is, of all the rubbish that is causing that behavior. So just putting in the positive affirmations without first removing the cause of all of it causes a lot of conflict later on in the child's mind. So first we need to clear the root cause of what's causing it. Then you set in the foundations to then put in the positive affirmations or the right programming, so that you start seeing the results that you want. It works from pregnancy to puberty, because we say pregnancy because we know, and it is scientifically proven now, kids or embryos, rather fetuses, the first sense to develop is the sense of hearing, and the fetus or the embryo inside can hear whatever the mother is saying or whatever is happening in the environment. So the programming actually starts not after the child is born, but when the child is in utero. So this is a process that can be very safely done right from the time of pregnancy going up to puberty, up till the age of 13, 14 years. And I've had a lot of parents, where they've come to me with children with a lot of anxiety, and we've realized that all of that is coming when the mother herself was going through an emotionally difficult time during her pregnancy, where she was emotionally unstable. There was a lot of things happening with her, and that anxiety has actually gone into the child because they take it on in everything they hear, and also the mother's emotions and feelings. And the third thing is that people think that sleep talk it cures sleep talking, which is children or when even adults talk in their sleep. So it is not about curing sleep talking. It is called the sleep talk process because it is done. It's what parents speak to their child when the child has gone to sleep. And by the way, it can also cure sleep talking, if at all you're seeing that in your child. Because all parents want to raise healthy, happy, confident, and successful kids. Yeah, and the sleep talk process definitely is a beautiful, simple way, loving way of doing just exactly that. So the sleep talk process is called the 2-minute gift that lasts a lifetime. And if you need to know anything more about how this works or how we go about it, please feel free to drop in a comment and I will get back to you.